It might sound a little bit wild, but this light right here has helped me create more content and in a faster time than I've ever been able to before. Let me explain. By the way, just a quick disclaimer. This light was not sent out to me. I watched a couple of reviews, pulled the trigger and got it, and I was immediately blown away by this light. So all of the praises I'm giving this light are 100% mine. This is not sponsored in any way, shape or form. So let's get back into the video. So the reason this light has been a game changer for me is because it's super light and it's flexible. The light I was using before was the Godox CL60, something like that. It was huge and it came with a huge softbox. So anytime I wanted to create content, I always had this barrier in my head that I had to overcome. And that just made me not create content nearly as much as I wanted to. But this light, it completely changed the game for me. So the way I want to go about this is I'm just going to talk about all of the things I love about this light and some of the things that I don't really like about it. But honestly, this thing is quite close to being perfect. This right here is the soft box that you can purchase alongside the CX50. I would have loved if these come bundled up. I think I ended up getting this for like 55 bucks Canadian. And you also need to get an adapter. This is what's going to allow you to use Bowen's mount. So if you have other light accessories that you wanted to mount onto these, you do need to have this adapter. So this will just typically go into the back like so. Doing this with one hand is not so easy. This is how I typically have it mounted, and this thing is super light. So I can just quickly adjust this anywhere I want. So to turn it on, you hold the power button here, and then it's going to give you this display. Then you have to turn this knob up for the light to actually turn on. This is what I now use for all of my videos. Just moving this or adjusting it anywhere is super easy, bro. This just seems like a tiny thing, but it's a serious game changer for me. So if I'm sitting at my desk, I can just place it here and get that shot. If I'm doing a product review and I just need to get some extra light, I can just turn it like that and I get the shot. But this being my key light and like a supplementary light in terms of top-down shots is just perfect. Another thing I love about this light is this fan right here. It is super quiet. I'm increasing the brightness to the highest to force the fan to come on. But right now it's at 100% full blast and the fans haven't come on. Interesting. Let me try to change the color temperature. Yeah, there you go. The fans are on right now. So you can see how close I am to the fan. I can barely hear anything. Sometimes I used to get worried that the fans from the lights would get picked up by mics, and that's an issue I had with my former key light. But this completely solves that problem. It's a full blast, it's never going to give me any issues. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this also comes with an inbuilt battery. This will give you about an hour of usage once fully charged. Underneath this thing, there's a USB-C cable there, and this is the AC adapter port. So either ways you can charge it, but it will charge faster with the AC adapter. And the AC, sorry, is it AC or DC? Whatever. The power adapter will allow you charge and use the light at the same time, but you can't do that on the USB-C. So that's just something to be aware of. But take a look at how bright this thing is. I do have my camera set to automatic ISO, so it's doing its best to compensate, but that is super bright. When I use this for key light, I never use it more than 20%. This is at 100%. I'm never using it at this level. Another thing is that this light does come with a mobile app. So if you go into the app, you can see the light you've connected it with. If you have more than one of these lights, you can sync all of them here. So if I tap on it, I can control it. And let's just see for context. So if I turn it off, turns off, I can also control the intensity of the light and I can control the temperature of the light. If we got the RGB version of this light, you'll be able to change colors. So pretty standard stuff. I do like the fact that there is an app to use because a lot of times I have my script on my phone as well. I can just be reading, controlling the light. That's perfect. I couldn't do that with my former light. I can do that with this light. Now this might not be much of a serious thing per se. I actually like the design of the light. It has this almost like retro-esque design, a little bit industrial, and it's very solid once you hold it. Like there's no give whatsoever. It's made of plastic, but good quality, thick plastic. It's just a well-built light overall. So I have confidence that this is not something that's just going to spoil on you. Another thing I like about these is the fact that it has really simple controls. You hold that button like so, and then you twist this knob for the light to come on. And this is the strength knob. If you tap it in to go to 50%, if you tap it in again, it goes to 100%. And then you tap it to go back to 0%. This one is just to control the temperature. So yeah, very simple controls. I like it. It also has a 1/4 inch screw. you can actually mount the light so you can have it on a light stand like so. Okay, for context, I have the light at 20% right here. I'm just right here right now. Just pick up the light and boom. I have my key light set up just like that. This is 10% and it's still plenty bright. Anything that creates any type of friction between you and creating content, it can be small, but in the long run, it really prevents you from getting into your stride. It's one of the most important and impactful purchases I've made in a long while. Now, just to talk about some of the things that I don't necessarily like about it, I have my notes here so I don't ramble on too long. I kind of mentioned this before. I'm not the biggest fan of how it turns on. You have to press the button and then turn the knob before it turns on. I understand they did that to prevent it from accidentally turning on, but if you're not using a mobile app, you would have to repeat that process every single time. So it's a little bit cumbersome. Again, it's not a big deal, but that's just how I feel about it. Another tiny thing is just like a slight nitpick is when you're using the mobile app, if you turn off the light from the mobile app, yes, it will turn off, but it's still on like in standby mode and the battery will drain in that standby mode. But if you have the AC adapter or you have the DC adapter, I'm not really sure which one it is, you can charge it and use the light at the same time. This, unfortunately, doesn't come with the adapter when you buy it. So few tips that I will mention if you want to get this light is the fact that the one I got is the bicolor version. I recommend you go with the RGB version if you need that stuff. Getting the RGB version will give you a bit more functionalities, to give you like more, I guess, creative options. For lots of the devices I review on this channel, I always have some type of caveat at the end or something, or like I might recommend another one. But with this one, bro, it's as good as it gets, bro. So yeah, I 100% recommend you get the Zion CX50. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully you liked it and you were able to make your purchasing decision based off of this video. I will include affiliate links for the versions of this lights and possibly other ones that may be just as good. But yeah, definitely go ahead and buy this one and support the channel while you're at it. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.